Hello, Leo. Welcome. Take a seat. Relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment, Leo. Just relax and enjoy your reading. Alright, to start things off, we have card number 33. This card has been popping up a lot, which makes sense though, because there was an eclipse, right? So I think that's got to be part of it. And also, I mean, this is just a big time of destruction, right? So this is my tower card, all right? But the tower, everyone is so scared of the tower, but the tower isn't a bad thing. The tower is all about just mistakes, right? So plop in this scene says it's just a mistake. That's what this tower is all about, mistakes. If you're afraid of screwing up, then this tower isn't for you. This tower is not about being punished for your mistakes. This tower is about replacing old patterns that are no longer needed and replacing them with a new, stronger way of life where you can rise like the phoenix from the ashes. So, right now, we are in a time of destruction, okay, right? So one good thing about destruction is, if you take a look back, our structure of how we have things set up in humanity, right? Like our government, our democracy. Well, the structure isn't working, right? So guess what? Destruction is good when things don't work, right? So the structure isn't working. So things are happening, right? There's a lot of movement right now. We are in a big time period of a lot of movement. So that movement is just making it so that this structure falls down, right? And then that way we can start anew. We can, learn from our old mistakes and build another tower that might not be able to, go down so easily. So this is about you making yourself stronger, making a stronger foundation so that when the wolf comes down to blow your house down, that your house isn't made of hay and it'll be blown down so easily, That way when the wolf comes at your door and he tries to blow your house down, well, you've made your house out of bricks and you are untouchable and nothing that the wolf does can do anything about you and your house, right? So that's what this tower is about. It is us getting better. Leveling up is basically what the tower is. So very, very positive card, right? Turning very negative stuff into positive. And that's we can do that with literally any single negative that you can think of. Any single negative has a positive. Every single positive has a negative. All right, so it's up to you. Which one do you want to, in what ways do you want to see life? In what ways do you want to create? If you want to create negativity, do you want to create positivity is basically all this is. Or do you want to see things for what they are, which is neutral, which is that they're both. So King of Swords, Ace of Cups. Cool, interesting. Ace of Cups is emotions. Cups are about the emotions, how you feel, our connectedness with other people, right? So see how everybody is together cheering, right? Well, they're all cheering. They're all sharing their emotions with each other, right? They're all sharing the same emotion as well. So we are all same, but very different, right? Each one of them is different, but there are things within us that are the same. So those things that are the same is what connect us. Those things that are different are things that tell us, hey, I am me and they are they, right? So Ace of Cups, this is connectedness. This is imagine all the potential that we have, right? As soon as that tower falls down, see how there's nothing there? That's potential, right? So Ace, there's technically nothing there, but there's infinite potential. And that's what the Ace cards are about, is infinite potential. So imagine your emotions having infinite potential right now, and imagine them paired with a King of Swords, because usually how it works, right, is when we have bad emotions, well, they are connected to our mind as well, right? So we are connected on the outside, and then things within us are also connected. So our emotions connect us on the outside, right? So now your emotion is feeling bad, right? Because when Kevin knocked down the tower, everybody was kind of seeing him negative way, bad emotions. So Kevin was feeling bad, right? Crazy connectedness, right? If somebody else started feeling bad, Kevin felt bad, right? But plop, right? Saw things. He turned that negativity, and he turned it into a good thing. He said, hey, this tower is all about mistakes. So why are you guys ganging up on Kevin when he just made a mistake? He just did what all of us have done. Each one of those cards is a mistake, so it's just a mistake. So everybody was like, he's like, no problem. We're just going to build it again, right? So he created positivity. He turned that negativity and turned it into something else. There was potential there. Right, there is that's what that infinite potential in our emotions is. No matter what we are feeling, we have the potential to turn it into whatever it is that we want. If we want to turn it into more negativity, more sadness, right, then do it. If you want to turn it into excitement and positivity, and joy, and see how everybody's clapping in the end. Look at that, they're all excited in the end. And that was potential. That was the potential that was there. So everybody else kind of followed the bad, right? And Pop, he turned them around. He said, hey, look, there's this good thing about it. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. Let's just see it for what it is, right? And then everybody was like, oh, true. And then they built it back up, and everything was perfect again, right? So now, imagine your bad emotions, right? Well, guess what? You're going to start thinking bad things if you have bad emotions. And then those bad thoughts are going to make more bad emotions. And then those bad emotions are going to fuel those bad thoughts. And then it just keeps going, right? And it keeps growing. So imagine this potential in our emotions that we have with our connectedness with others, paired with a King of Swords. The king, he is in charge. Look at that. He's in his throne, right? He has a sword. He has a sword in his hand. All right. Imagine dealing with this sword. Okay, well, if you're not good at it, if you're a beginner, if you're just willing, you're just flying that sword willy-nilly, well, you're most likely going to hurt yourself or others, right? Because that sword is sharp, right? So you might cut yourself if you don't know how to handle that sword properly. Okay, so the king has boundaries. The king knows how to handle his sword. He's not going to hurt himself, and he is not going to hurt anyone, but he will defend himself, right? So imagine the sword is your mind. The sword is your thoughts. Your sword is the stories that you make up, right? Your perspective, how you label things, right? Your sword. So the more you can control your mind, the less you will hurt yourself, the less you can hurt others. So the king has good control of his mind, and his mind isn't going to have thoughts that are going to hurt himself or others, because he's in control. He has worked on his mind. So now imagine that you have infinite potential with your emotions, and you have a mind that you have learned how to use, for yourself, right? Because the sword can be used against ourselves, us cutting ourselves, or it can be used for ourselves, to protect ourselves, to take us to places that we've never been. So now how cool is that? This is what we're building, is you with good emotions and a good mind, and pair those two together, right? Wow, a lot of good things can start happening. Exhaustion and change. Beautiful. This is you. If this is how it's felt, right? This was the knocking down of the tower. I'm sure that was an exhausting experience, right? But guess what? We have change here, all right? Things are changing. If things have been bad, they are going to be good. If there is nothing, there is going to be something. Change is happening. If we haven't been able to figure this out, guess what? You're going to figure this out. I know you will. I know you figure this out, Leo. So yeah, things are changing, all right? I think this is going to be a pretty straightforward. Look at that. The tower is here as well. And with another change. Holy shit, Leo. Things are changing. Your tower is being built, and it's being built stronger than ever. You're going to be bricked up. And the wolf ain't going to be able to blow your house down. All right. Do I need to say anything else? That's so cool. And the tower and change. We have change here, and we have the tower there. So what's changing is this exhaustion, and we have infinite potential right now, right? With this new tower that we've built, we have new infinite potential. So, man, that's awesome. What a reading, Leo. Holy smokes. All right, one more card to end things out, and we have love here to end things. Wow, you can't make this up. Look at that. We have love here to end things. Love is here. What a beautiful proposal. What a beautiful couple. What a beautiful family. What a beautiful moment. Everything about this is beautiful. And that is what love is. Beautiful. Love is what makes it all worth it in the end. All of the pain, all the tears, all the struggle. It is all so worth it when you find love. Leo. And I hope this reading helped. If it did help, please help me as well. Please leave a like. Please comment. Subscribe if you want to keep hanging out. As this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much, Leo. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.